Brad, let's go ahead and get into Odyssey Jones, man. Former WWE superstar Odyssey Jones. Well, he's broken that silence and he made a post online and he's basically saying, I'm going through this legal situation, possibly going after the person who has made these allegations. And he also shouted out WWE, which was kind of classy about thank you for
Indeed.
training me and all of that good stuff. And he ended it by just putting it out there. Hey, I'm available for booking. So I want to get back to this sport of pro wrestling that I love. That was that. I've seen a couple current WWE people like commenting on it, like, the little heart emojis and we're with you, brother type deal. So that's kind of reassuring, but also we got to take allegations serious and hopefully the legal process reveals some form of truth. So
Yes.
what are your thoughts on Odyssey Jones? Because you're in Orlando, so you've seen him in person at NXT at the Performance Center. So what are your thoughts on Odyssey Jones overall?
Overall, from what I know a couple of guys that I'm cool with and who are NXT regulars are close with Odyssey Jones. And everybody says he checks out as a good guy. So as far as that goes, some people that I would trust their word, they're saying he checks out as a good guy. I personally haven't met him nor hung with him.
Right.
So I couldn't speak on that. But I will say this.
Okay.
Not only did he sound sincere, he sounded humble. I'm glad he's taken the legal action to squeeze the people that squoze him. And pause on that. But reason being is you have to have that truth out there, especially if you are looking to one day return to WWE or go to AEW or go to TNA to get that cleared off of your name. Because anytime we have these things, it's always the court of public opinion.
No
right?
doubt.
It's
No
always
doubt.
like, did they do it? Did they not do it? Did, said company do a thorough enough investigation? Depending on how big the star is, they swept it under the rug or, it went. So I'm glad he's taking the legal steps and process. And I'm glad he's getting back to wrestling. In the meantime, I think his name will be cleared. I think he's legit. I think he's sincere. And I think his name will be cleared.
I understand that. I feel that. Like I said, I take any kind of allegations and stuff serious. Any kind of abuse on anybody is definitely not good. It's not obviously not good, not kosher. So I'm gonna proceed with caution. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Like, I'm here to support a brother. Seek justice. If it's there, go seek it. And once you're absolved, then you got 100% full support. But it's one of those things where, it sucks, but maybe this was one of these lessons that you got to learn at a certain age about who you deal with or how you treat people. Like it's a whole bunch of lessons. It's a whole bunch of lessons that I'm sure Odyssey has learned through this. And hopefully justice prevails. No matter what side of the fence you are on when it comes to Odyssey, hopefully truth and justice prevails. And hopefully, either this guy's back working at a higher rate, or we never see him again. He gets yeeted into oblivion for his actions. So either way,
Yeah, most definitely. And we're not going to be naive. We know that being in relationships, sometimes arguments can get intense. Sometimes, tempers flare and things of that nature.
doubt.
But again, where it crossed the line is where either or put their hands on one another.
For sure.
The guy putting his hands on a female or female putting her hands on a guy. Woman putting her hands on a guy. So we're going to stay tuned. Again, like you said, I do think he's sincere, and I think he's doing the absolute best thing by proceeding with legal action, because that was damning to his career. This guy was really about to see an
Right.
uptick in TV time, probably merchandise, action figures. So hopefully, not only do he clear his name, he gets some type of compensation because those allegations is heavy, man. They were
Super,
heavy.
super heavy,
They were
super heavy.
heavy. And just by him being released, it almost seemed like maybe WWE got a whiff of some kind of police report or something.
You never
Because
know.
because
You never know.
typically they kind of let you hang around, but for him to get an immediate release like that, maybe he got a whiff of some type of police report.
You never know. And then, like, I mean, not to bring up all these people, but Enzo, situation very similar. Allegations start to throw around. You've already kind of rubbed some of people, important people, the wrong way. They're like, let's go ahead and cut ties with the guy. So, again, hopefully the truth comes out so that we can all realistically assess it and
Right.
assess whether or not we want to support Odyssey Jones. So if you don't want to support him, shout out to you. If you want to support him, shout out to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
All
that.
right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into this Ashe discussion. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, look us up on socials at Suplex Dinner Club. And be sure to check out our other projects. We talk college football on Dogs versus All Y'all. That's a weekly college football podcast where we don't just talk about the Georgia Bulldogs, we talk about all things college football. The Life and Times Pod, which is short for the Life and Times of a Restaurant Lifer podcast, where I have some chill conversations with some cool and interesting people that I've met in my years in the hospitality industry. And of course, check out Talk 'em in the Building. That's a pro wrestling podcast where we solely focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and we pontificate on the promo. It's a fun project, and if you're a pro wrestling fan, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. If you're into TV and movie reviews, check out Four Corners Cinema with Ari and Adrian, a podcast where two lifelong pro wrestling fans review film and other forms of media that just so happen to have some of our favorite pro wrestlers. The Suplex Dinner Club family is growing, and I would love for you to be a part of it.